How's it going, everybody? Adam Sykes from the Blockbusters show here, with another requested review from Liam Higgins, the same guy who requested the Under the Rainbow review. I'm going to be doing something a little different. I might do more of these short reviews in the future. Don't worry, they're not going to replace the traditional Blockbusters vlog-style movie reviews. It's just going to be something we do every so often. With that said, we're going to be looking at the 2000 Nickelodeon movie, Snow Day. Now, I remember watching this movie every winter with my brother whenever it was on TV. I mean, we were kids and we watched Nickelodeon no matter what. And in case you didn't know this was a Nickelodeon movie, they got an at-the-time member of All That and the Amanda Show, Josh Peck, in here. As for the plot, we have two overarching stories. One is about a teenage kid named Hal who has a crush on the popular girl in school, Claire. Hal attempts to win her over several times, all the while not realizing, shock of all shocks, that his true love is actually his best friend Lane, who has the hots for him. Yeah, this is a very cliched romance story. In fact, several times throughout the movie it feels very creepy. When Claire first breaks up with her douche boyfriend Chuck, boys from the school and even out of town form a crowd outside of her house. And when Hal confesses his love for her on the news, he knows very weird things like her favorite flavor bubblegum. This whole section of the movie comes close to being as awkward as cyber seduction. Not as awkward, but it gets really close. And it doesn't help that Hal looks like Jeremy Sumpter from Cyber Seduction 2. Aside from that, this romance story of wanting the attractive person in school, but your best friend is your true love all along is just cliched. It did have some sweet moments, but the subtle creepiness really kept it from being my favorite part of the movie. As for this other subplot, it involves Natalie, Hal's little sister, her friends, and like every kid in that neighborhood going up against the evil snowplow man, played by Chris Elliott. And honestly, these were probably my favorite parts of the movie. Not only are the kids relatively good actors, Chris Elliott makes me laugh no matter what, even when he's put in really terrible movies. This section of the movie reminded me a lot of Home Alone, since it's kids versus the cartoonishly evil adults, which a lot of movies were trying to replicate because of Home Alone, because it was really popular, but it didn't really bug me or come off as a total ripoff. But even though I think this is the best part of the movie, there's still some flaws. I didn't laugh at any of the fart jokes. And there's one part that's incredibly weird. The snowplow man goes to the house of Hal's family and asks the mom where Natalie is so that she can ride in his truck. And keep in mind, Natalie is 10 years old. Totally not creepy at all! Other than that though, the parts with the kids versus the snowplow man were easily my favorite parts of the movie. There's also subplots about Hal and Natalie's parents, their mom, played by Jean Smart, and their dad, played by Chevy Chase. Hey, it's good to see you, Mr. Chase, after Under the Rainbow. The mom is shown only a couple times, and all it really amounts to is that she's a hard worker until her youngest child convinces her to loosen up and have some fun. It's filler, but it's kinda cute. As for Chevy Chase, he's a weatherman who's always getting stuck doing dumb gimmicks, whereas his rival, Chad, on another news station, is more famous, yet he knows little to nothing about weather. This was my second favorite part of the movie. Chevy Chase puts his all into this role, and I genuinely felt bad for this guy. He wants to be taken seriously as a weather reporter, and he gets stuck with all the lame fluff pieces, and I was genuinely happy to see him actually stand up to Chad and call him out for being a fraud, on live television nonetheless. So in conclusion, is this a perfect movie? No, but I've seen worse. I honestly compare this movie with others like Max Keeble's Big Movie and Good Burger. Of course they're not great movies, there's definitely lots of flaws, but considering some of the other movies I've looked at in the history of Blockbusters, I can't even really see myself saying this was a horrible movie. Honestly, I hated Under the Rainbow more considering how offensive that was. So, thank you guys for watching. Thanks Liam for the request. I'm sorry that I didn't get to do Pandemonium this year. I'll be sure to review it next year, I promise. And stay tuned for our full-length review of Jack Frost 2. Until then, see you guys.